Okay, let's talk about a shitty man.
Love.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband he ruined my birthday? ... Again. Background. Today is my 28th birthday. A young queen.
A young wife.
A young wife. It always like stops me in my tracks when people are like, my husband. And then they're like, I. And then they say whatever my age is.
I know, same.
Or lower. Or like even a couple years or lower.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm 27. I will not be married by the time I'm 28.
Not by the time I'm 38 at this rate.
Honestly,
just kidding.
Me too, yeah.
I don't want to speak that into existence.
I know. Anyway, 20th birthday. I'm really into birthdays and holidays and believe in celebrating them to the max, and this is well known to everyone. I'm also the planner and the giver in not only my family, husband and kids, but my extended family, parents, siblings, friends, etc. So I'm the one that plans birthdays, get-togethers, gifts, travel, etc. I'm also a stay-at-home mom due to having a son with complex medical and behavioral needs. Queen, this freaking woman is.
What sign are you? I want to know the sign of all these people.
I do not care about that, but we should ask people to start including it on Reddit when they're like,
please.
I, 27 female Taurus.
So helpful.
I've been with my son 24/7 for the last week as it's school break, and he's extremely clingy and has behavioral problems due to mental illness. I also had an upper respiratory cold during this time, sore throat, fever, cough, runny nose, and earache, but kept up with mom duties nonetheless. Queen. Let me clap it up.
Yeah.
Wow. My husband's birthday was last month, and as usual, I planned something for him. Weekend in a town a couple hours away for us and our kids. For my birthday, I tell him I just want help with the kids, a house cleaned, a nap, and him to cook supper or take me out. Maybe a homemade gift from the kids and a cake. That's so sweet. Yesterday, my husband starts complaining of a sore throat. I check his throat and it looks fine. No fever or other symptoms. He stays up all night playing video games. This morning, he says he is sick but has no visible symptoms. No fever, no cough, no runny nose. Doesn't sound like someone with a cold. He says his throat hurts but spent an hour on Xbox Live talking just fine. He naps all day because he says he's sick. I think it's because he stayed up until 4 a.m. playing video games. Meanwhile, I make my own cake, take care of the kids as usual, and do my usual chores. He didn't even tell me happy birthday. Finally, I decided to take the I'm like gonna cry.
I know.
Finally, I decided to take the cake I made with the kids to my parents' house to have supper there so I didn't have to cook. I'm pretty crabby at this point and I don't say a word before we leave. He calls and asks why we left. I tell him because he ruined my birthday yet again and I'm trying to salvage it at least a little and hung up. He called back and said I was overreacting. He's sick and I'm an adult. Birthdays aren't a big deal anymore after 21. So, am I the asshole for wanting one day to be the receiver instead of the giver to celebrate my birthday?
No, he is. Hello. Divorce.
Divorce. You're married to a child. Fuck.
That's, I mean, clear as day. Like, you are so not the problem. He is. And this is a bigger problem because not caring about your birthday is one thing, but like, it just sounds like you do everything all the time.
Oh my
birthday
God.
or no birthday.
This is so sad.
That's so sad.
I would really rethink my relationship.
I would definitely think about couples therapy.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think she should examine the character of her husband.
Yeah.
Because if you have asked him for things in the past and it's like every time you ask him to give instead of you giving or put energy or effort into literally anything that involves you or your family, if this is his reaction every single time, that's telling. But if this is like a one-off, like maybe this has happened 1, 2, or 3 times over the course of like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like that's different. But if this is how it is consistently, I feel like you need to talk about that.
Yeah.
And set expectations prior. But she did try to talk to him about it and then he got sick. I just really wonder, is this the first time that she has asked him for something?
Right.
And he acts like this? I mean, she said ruined her birthday again.
Yeah.
So maybe this happened last year. But I would probably give him one more chance. When you get home from your parents' house or whatever, if it was me, I would be like, let's just look at this in black and white. Do you really think, as a reasonable adult human, do you really think this is okay? Just BFFR with yourself and with me.
Right.
Does this seem normal to you? The fact that I asked you for one thing and it's something that matters to me. It's my birthday.
On her birthday.
And
yeah.
I asked you for one thing. And then if he's like, well, birthdays don't matter. That
you.
is subjective. Yeah, like it's not objective that you're just not supposed to care about your birthday past 21. That's an opinion.
Yeah.
And ask him that. Be like, as a reasonable person, black and white, is it just a fact in the world that you cannot care about your birthday past 21?
No.
Because the answer is no. And so we can care about anything that we want.
Yeah.
I just think that he is lying to himself if he really feels this way.
Yeah.
And he's gaslighting you. And have that conversation first. And then I would be like, okay, to make up for this, here's what needs to happen.
Right.
And then see if he acts on it.
Yeah.
And
if he doesn't, yikes. Because that's so true. Some people really care about their birthdays.
Yeah.
And other people don't care at all. But like if your partner, and this goes back to love languages.
Yeah.
Like I think you need to be aware and mindful of what your partner's love language is.
Yeah.
And if it's not yours, totally fine. But like I'm sure he has needs that are being met by her that she doesn't care about for herself. But like for her, something like a birthday is important to her and he's continually not showing up for her birthday. And that's a problem. You don't respect what her needs are.
Right.
And that's just a larger issue in your relationship. This is not a birthday one-off situation.
Yeah.
And actually the birthday part of it is like minuscule compared to just like what this says about your dynamic as a whole and how he is as a husband in general.
I agree.
Because that's like, one day out of the whole year. But really take a good hard look at what he's doing the other days because it doesn't sound like a whole lot.
Yeah.
Staying up till 4 a.m., faking sickness.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But I feel like if she is okay with that, like some people have an agreement where they're like, you're going to be the breadwinner and then this other partner is going to be the stay-at-home parent and they're going to do all of these tasks. Like if you're okay with that dynamic, that's great. But it kind of seems like she's not okay with it.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's okay with it, but then she wants these like special days to happen. But maybe your husband's just fucking stupid and he doesn't know that he should go out of his way for things that you care about.
Yeah.
It's possible that he can learn that in a conversation with you or in therapy.
Sounds like therapy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think so too.
Because that's bad. It's really sad to me.
I know, me too.
Because 28, you're married so young and you're in this situation so young. It's like, you have a lifetime with this person. So you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
For your own sake.
Totally. Therapy. That's the diagnosis.
Bam.